Should we be celebrating Halloween? Is Halloween only about candy or costumes? Hey friends, I'm Basie and this is Coffee with Basie. I hope that you watch this video till the end because I'm sure it's going to get your mind thinking. So, it seems like almost everyone celebrates Halloween, right? If you go to a public school, even a Christian school, chances are your school would have some kind of costume-related event during that time, trick-or-treating, or trunk-and-treat events at their church. Should Christians be celebrating Halloween is the big question. I want to tell you a little about how Halloween came about to be what it is. The history of Halloween starts all the way in Europe in a country called Ireland. There were people called the Celtics, and they believed in a lot of spooky stuff. I'm not going to go too in depth on what they believed, but one of the things that they believed was that there was a veil between this real world and the world where dead people used to live. And they believed that on October 31st, between October 31st and November 1st, that veil would be so thin that the spirits of the dead people, people who had died, would come and haunt them. So in order to prevent the dead spirits or the spirits of the dead people from haunting them, they would dress up in a way that they thought the dead people would look like. So they dress up as ghosts and spirits and things like that. And they would try to trick the evil spirits into thinking that they were also those spirits, similar spirits. They'd have some kind of celebration, which was not Christianly at all. And then after that, once they were home and about to sleep, then they'd lay out food or treats for those spirits so that they would not come and haunt and attack them while they were asleep. Now we know how two things related to Halloween came about, right? Costumes and the treats. How about the jack-o'-lantern? History says that there was a tale that they used to tell their kids and their grandkids about a guy called Stingy Jack, who always used to trick and trap the devil. And one day the devil got so tired of it, and he was like, okay, Stingy Jack, if you promise never to trick and trap me again, then I promise that when you die, I will not let you into hell. Now, Stingy Jack was not a very good person. In fact, he sinned a lot, and there was a lot of evil in his life. So he's like, that's a good deal, devil. I'll take it. And then Stingy Jack dies, and he tries to get into heaven, but heaven's like, no, you've done a lot of bad. You're evil. You can't get into heaven. And so he goes to hell and knocks on hell's doors, and the devil's like, remember, we cut a deal. You can't come into hell. And then Stingy Jack's like, well, where should I go? And he gets very upset and he stomps out, and the devil gets mad at him. And Stingy Jack, by the way, was eating a turnip. For those of you who don't know what a turnip looks like, there's a picture right here. He was biting on a turnip, and the devil gets a little coal with fire and throws it at Stingy Jack, and it happens to enter into the turnip. And so Stingy Jack had to go roaming around Earth, not having the spirit of Stingy Jack, I should say, roamed around Earth, restless, with a lighted turnip in his hand. And so because of that, during that time, they would also carve turnips and put candles or things that would light up, like little pieces of coal, into them to light up the night. When these Celtics eventually migrated to the United States, they found pumpkins, and they're like, oh, pumpkins, let's carve them. They're better than carving these tiny turnips. And so they started carving pumpkins instead of turnips and putting candles or light in them. And so jack-o'-lantern, right? Jack with the lantern. I can go on and on. but I won't. Can you relate how most, if not all of the things related to Halloween have something to do with the demonic or the evil world? They have a lot to do with Satan and his works. They have a lot to do with believing in dead evil spirits coming to haunt the living. So when you celebrate Halloween, you are essentially celebrating what these people originally made out the holiday to be. Is this right? Personally, I think it's not. Second, Satanists and other beliefs that believe in darkness, in Satan, celebrate this holiday. And when they celebrate it, like they celebrate it with a passion. It's not about candy to them, or it's not about costumes. It's one of the holidays in which they perform rituals and sacrifices. And so when we celebrate Halloween, we are also, in a sense, celebrating what they celebrate to glorify Satan. In fact, I heard a Satanist who came to Christ say that the leader of the Church of Satan, yes, there is a Church of Satan, said that he's so thankful to Christian parents for allowing their kids to celebrate Halloween. Can you imagine that? Everything about Halloween has to do with darkness. The Bible tells us that we are children of light. Jesus said that we should let the light that he has put inside us shine in the darkness. Jesus is in us. The Holy Spirit is in us. We are children of light. We should not have anything to do with darkness. Everything about Halloween has to do with darkness. Talked about this, right? The skull. Skull is a sign of death, right? Graves, graveyards, Draculas, werewolves. I mean, all these are things that come from the kingdom of darkness. That's if they exist. Some of them are fake, but they all promote death, fear, darkness, being scared. Are these the kinds of things that we as Christians should be celebrating? Last, you may be missing out on one night of fun, but know that you are honoring God in your decision. The Bible tells us in Romans 12:2 that we should not conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Then we would know what is the good, acceptable, and perfect will of God is. Do you want to know what God's plan for you is? Do you want to know his good, acceptable, and perfect plan? Then you cannot live like the world does. Yeah, the world may be going crazy on Halloween night, trick or treating, but you not being like the world or doing what the world does or thinking and saying things the world doesn't do honors God and leads you to a path to better know him and his will for your life. So stay strong and be determined. You don't have to be like everybody else. Dare to be different. Thanks for watching.